Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a new Jurassic World Evolution 3 video. In today's video, it's going up a little bit later than I would like because Frontier gave us a little head start on what to expect, but unfortunately my bathroom decided to start leaking. So I had to call some people in to get it fixed, which is a shame. It's just my luck, you know. But anyways, we're here, we're breaking it down, and I had a bit more time to thoroughly check over this brand new footage and identify 17 things that I specifically want to talk about. 17 details or Easter eggs from this little feature focus. We had these feature focuses in Evolution 1 and in Evolution 2, and it's so nice to see them return in Evolution 3. But I do often ramble in the intros quite a lot, but today's video I think is going to be quite enjoyable. So do press that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Do feel free to leave a like on the video if you enjoy it at any given moment as well, and I'm interested to know your thoughts about this feature focus down in the comments below. But for now, let's get into breaking down the latest feature focus for Jurassic World Evolution 3. So to start things off, here we have a new species confirmed for Jurassic World Evolution 3's roster, and it's actually a returning species from Evolution 2. This is the Tropionaphus. Tropionaphus is honestly one of my favourite flying reptiles, so it's really nice to see them return. I really hope Sciarodactylus returns, because that's also one of my favourite models from Jurassic World Evolution 2. But at this point in time, Tropionaphus is confirmed, and of course we get a really good look at its baby species, and it looks absolutely adorable. I love the look of it, it's just so cute, even with the fact that, you know, you can see Tropionaphus's long jaws and big crests, and I just love how it looks on the baby because it's very in proportion to its size, if that makes sense. So they did a great job modeling the baby aspect here. But when it does come to identifying which one's male and which one's female, I don't know about you guys, but I certainly had some issues trying to identify them, especially in this image right at the start where we get to see the Tropionaphus male and female, and I can't really notice any distinct differences. The only thing that's kind of making me assume one of them's female is the colorization on one of the crests, but then again, the other one might just have a blank pattern, so it's very hard to work out which one is male and which one is female, but I'm sure as time goes on, we'll be able to identify them relatively easy. We also get a new social interaction between the mother and the baby Lokiceratops. The Lokiceratops was actually a species profile that released just a few days ago, and that explains why we finally got to see it, because it was being featured in this feature focus. You know, personally, I'm not really too much of a fan of the Lokiceratops, to be honest. I feel like it's going to be one of those dinosaurs that I'm just going to use maybe once or twice and then just won't use them after that. There was many species that kind of had that effect in Evolution 1 and Evolution 2. Sauropelta, Nodosaurus, Pentaceratops, Majungasaurus. Those creatures, for some reason, I just never used because they just seemed very generic. And I think Lokiceratops is pretty much the same with me. It's just a generic looking ceratopsian in my opinion, so I don't really see myself using it too often, especially not over Triceratops, Torosaurus, and Styracosaurus. Those three definitely hold a bit of sentiment in my heart from J-Pod. But how do I know that this is the mother? Well, in one of the next shots we do get to see the male, and the horns are slightly different. Now the best way to showcase this is when we go into the hatchery 1 here, and we get to see the difference between a male and female. At first you don't really think anything really changes, but look at the horns. They are certainly different. The females kind of protrudes downwards and the males goes upwards. But of course the male one is a lot longer as well. So that's the best way to identify the differences between the male and female of Lokiceratops. Now this was something that I pointed out in my breakdown a few weeks ago when the gameplay trailer released, I believe, but when you do select one of these animals, previously we only had the first 3 letters to identify what the call sign of this animal was, but now we actually have 4 letters in this game, and at the end, like you can see LKC for Lokiceratops, but at the end we now have M and or F, which obviously will identify whether it's male or female. So if you open a park and you've read 2 Lokiceratopses, one male, one female, and you still see that they both have the 001 call sign, then that explains it. One of them's male and one of them's female. But also in this image, it seems as though you're able to identify which dinosaur has the best compatibility for breeding. Now we are selecting a male here on screen, and then in the bottom left you can see it has green, yellow or red for high, average, poor compatibility. So what's happening here, I presume, is that you get to choose which dinosaur this male variant gets to mate with. And considering all of the ones around him are green, then I presume he is the only male in this enclosure. But personally speaking, if this is selective, I really do hope that this is at least a choice for us park builders, because it would be so cool just to see it happen naturally, like you don't know what mix you're gonna get, and you just let nature take its course. Instead of just forcing it, saying, you go mate with that one, which sounds really weird. We get our first in-game looks of the marine nest, but also the avian nest. The marine nest doesn't look as cool, you know, I feel as though maybe with larger species like Megalodon and Mosasaurus, they might have issues because it looks very small. But on the contrary, the avian one looks really, really cool, and you get to see some bones are scattered around it. Now, I don't even know if this is coming with the building itself, or maybe this was all manually done. Either way, it does look really, really cool. And then in the next screen, before we place down the nest, we can actually see a few things that you can add to the enclosures. And we have here the gates, the incubation, the hatchery, we have 4 nests, we have underwater stuff, which I assume you can't place on land. But then we also have this one thing here. I don't really know what that is. It looks like a road of some kind, it looks like a parking spot, so I'm really trying hard to work out what this could be. For some reason I can't work it out in my head exactly, but if you guys have any ideas, go on down to the comments and feel free to let me know. But personally, I don't really know what this is, but it is a new item nonetheless. But when you do go and place down a nest, there is a box going around it, which implies that we can build our own custom nests as well. So this will be the base model, but if you want to make things look a little bit more fancy, then you can build around it and over it and just make the nest look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to your parks. One thing I also forgot to point out is that tour vehicles do return driving through these avian exhibits. I can't remember if tour vehicles could actually do that. I do remember Gyrosphere certainly doing it, but now we do get to see tour vehicles do it as well. The Tropionaphis also feeds from fish feeders, which is of course something that we did know from the previous game, but that does imply that maybe they'll be able to feed in deep water if they were to escape, or if we choose to place it down ourselves. From the early exclusive gameplay I got to watch of Jurassic World Evolution 3, I saw a Spinosaurus hunting fish in the deep water, so I'm really hoping that something of the sorts can happen here with the flying reptiles as well. We get to see the structured breeding program in action here, and we actually get to see that we have to assign scientists to these, but again, it looks very selective. I feel as though for something like this, especially since everyone likes to build a Site B on this game, I feel as though it would be a lot better if they just happened naturally, like they occurred naturally. I don't know, I feel like they've really dropped the ball if this is not optional. Either way, I'm not complaining too much because we do get to see a baby Tropionaphis leave the nest for the first time and showcase its animation. It looks amazing, I'm absolutely in love with it. Not only that, but we do get to see the baby walking as well, and of course, you know, seeing flying reptiles being able to walk is fantastic, but to see a baby one do it, it's so adorable and I absolutely love it. We get to see a battle of dominance between the Lokiceratopses here, and it's actually 2 females battling it out. So it makes me think that are they going to have to battle for the male? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but in nature, typically males are more dominant. So maybe them featuring 2 females battling it out might mean that a natural selective process for breeding might occur. But again, that's going to be a very in-depth mechanic, let's say, to add into the game. But the very last thing I want to talk about here is this. This is beautiful. The foliage looks absolutely amazing. It feels like the game is actually alive now. Instead of just placing some water and then putting grass around it or some trees around it to create some kind of swamp effect biome, this right here, man, it's so good. It looks so good. I know some people are very concerned with the fact that Evolution 3 looks like a reskin to Evolution 2, but honestly, I think once we get to the ability to build a really nice park and understand the game a little bit better, I think we're onto something. I think this looks a lot different than Evolution 2. Just, it looks alive, and I love when we can build such nice foliage like this. But that's actually going to wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed this feature-focused breakdown, then go ahead and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new around here for your daily dose of Jurassic content. With Jurassic World Rebirth just released, we've got loads of post-release content for that. We have Jurassic World Evolution 3 obviously coming next in October, and then we have Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 4 in November, and then hopefully sometime in 2026, really hope it's 2026, we have Jurassic Park Survival. So of course, we've got a lot of content to follow here on the channel right now and in the future, so go ahead and press that subscribe button. But for now, thank you so much for watching, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hey, did you enjoy the video? Well, why not leave a like and subscribe for more Jurassic content? I appreciate every single one of you for reaching this point into the video and supporting me this far. If you wish to support me even further, then feel free to head on down to the description where you can find links to donate, my Patreon, and you can also press that join button to become a member here on YouTube and gain access to some awesome emojis. A massive thank you to all of the YouTube members for this month, as well as the amazing fans over on Patreon too. Your extra bit of support really goes a long way. But for now, I wish you a great rest of your day.